wasn't that confusing.
Are we back?
We're back.
Awesome.
You did it. We don't even have to say featuring a Dallway.
I guess not, huh?
Because you were featured.
I was just featured, wasn't I?
You were featured. Good morning, half afternoonish.
Yeah, we're almost there. Isn't that true?
Sunnies, welcome to the morning after.
Perfect.
All right, we're gonna do some celebrity. We're gonna judge and jury. Is this news?
We also have a pop culture quiz to warm us up. And one of our favorite segments is Addie's Reddit Rundown. Let's unpack this. And then, of course, we'll finish off with Smash, Marry, and Ghost.
It's going to be a good one today, guys.
It's going to be a good one. And you know what else is a good one is when you text Sunny to 904-227-4422 so you can stay abreast of all the things on the Sunny Network.
Oh, you can have both breasts if you want.
That's nice.
St. John's, Sunny TV is Sunny TV Network on the gram, Sunny TV on the Facebook, and Sunny TV on the Titty Talk.
Awesome.
Okay, now I'm going to keep score like we did last time.
Cool.
So that everybody can play. But I thought this was a fun one to do pop culture-wise is cartoons.
Oh,
We
fun.
grew up with the
love
cartoons,
Yeah.
right? So 1990s, peak toon chaos.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so number one, what was the name of the genius lab rat who tried to take over the world every single night? Was it A, Pinky, B, Dexter, C, Brain, or D, Zoidberg?
A, Pinky?
It's C, Brain.
I think it's B, Dexter.
And you're going, so we have an A. I picked C, and you picked Dexter. That's B, so this is Addie, Davey, and Meredith. I have columns here. This is like an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. Bless
Bless
Keto,
you.
Good God. All right. Which 1990s cartoon featured characters named Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup? Is this A, Totally Spies, B, Sailor Moon, C, The Powerpuff Girls, or D, Rugrats?
You guys know this one. The Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah,
Powerpuff
see,
Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
C across the board. I wasn't a fan of the Powerpuff Girls, but I was
my
also...
sister's giving me some serious shade for not knowing Pinky.
Oh, you just gave everybody the answer.
Oops.
But actually, Pinky is not correct.
Well, see, that's the thing. This is like, did I
That's
give
my
everyone
guess
the answer?
anyway. That's my guess anyway. We'll see who was right.
We'll see.
All right. What animated show revolved around, oh, this was one of my faves, babies like Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Lil? Was it A, Doug, B, Rugrats, C, Hey Arnold, or D, Recess?
B.
I'm going B, Rugrats.
Rugrat.
Yeah, that was a great show.
That one gave me nightmares sometimes.
Why? Because they
Wasn't
were
there
talking
the
babies?
scary Rugrats version, or was that just me being a child and being scared of everything?
I don't remember a scary Rugrats.
Maybe it's because I used to go to this restaurant where there was a Chucky. What's the character?
The
Rugrat?
Chucky doll?
Oh.
The Chucky doll
I
was
might just
scary.
be mixing cartoons with real life.
The
other
Chucky
scary
doll was a
things.
horror movie.
One of my friends in town puts Chucky in the passenger seat and drives him around in his Jeep.
I've seen that person.
It's Kenny!
Chucky.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but I've seen that, and I'm like, that's terrifying.
That
You
is
see
scary.
Mr. Kenny, you gotta wave. He's an amazing human being. He's so
Scary.
funny.
But this
Kenny.
Chucky was a baby, a bald little
It
baby
was
in
the
a diaper.
baby Chucky before it grew up to be the evil Chucky.
Oh, I don't know.
Shout out,
Which
Kenny.
show followed the misadventures of a named Rocco? And that is Angry Beavers, Rocco's Modern Life, Cat Dog, or Real Monsters. Rocco's Modern Life.
Wait, what's the question
Rocco's
again?
Modern Life.
I think because it had Rocco in there, I'm gonna go with
the
the
Wallaby.
B
You don't remember Rocco?
No.
The Wallaby. I wanted to. Yeah, I guess Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah.
But do you guys remember Cat Dog?
Cat Dog, yeah.
I loved that
half
cartoon.
Cat, half dog, cat dog. Yeah, I remember all of these. These were a majority Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rocco's Modern Life. What was the name of the school where Mrs. Frizzle took her class on wild science adventures? Was it Edison Elementary, Discovery Day School, Walkerville School, or Cartoon Prep?
I have no idea.
Walkerville School, I'm gonna guess. See.
Well, I remember the Mrs. Frizzle, but I don't remember the name of the school. What did you guess, Addie?
I'm gonna guess A.
A. You guessed what?
Walkerville School.
Walker, C. I don't remember. I'm going to go with A, Edison. Could be who the hell knows where Mrs. Frizzle was, but she was always
No
driving
idea.
a bus. Which show featured a sarcastic dog and a dramatic cat who were literally sewn together? There you go, Addie. It was Cat Dog.
The options are Cow and Chicken, Courage
Cow
the
and
Cowardly
Chicken.
Dog, Cat Dog, or Two Stupid Dogs.
Two Stupid dogs. I'd watch that, but yeah, it is
it's
Cat Dog.
Cat
It
yeah.
was
Dog.
Cat Dog.
I also love Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, I don't know that one.
That one's a Cartoon Network. It's also a
Cartoon Network.
A creepy cartoon.
Okay.
Creepy things happen all the time in that one.
In Animaniacs, what are Yakko, Wacko, and Dot? Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, often referred to as. The Warner Brothers and their sister Dot, the Animaniac Trio, the Tower Kids, or the Looney's Next Gen.
I don't even know any of this.
I'm going to say the Animaniac Trio, I guess. B.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
I'm going to go with C.
The Tower Kids. Like
Just
Tower
because I have no
Records.
idea. That's my guess. I like to
don't
guess
know.
C when I don't know.
Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
I think we can all agree.
There were 4 options, guys, but how could you not sing the
How
ending?
could you not?
Did you know that, Davey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who lives in a pineapple
Not my
under the
favorite.
sea?
Why don't you like SpongeBob?
He's
I've
weird.
heard you
I don't
say that
know.
before. We
I
have
just
to
don't-
talk
I
about
never
that.
really got into it. I don't know. Maybe it was like I didn't get along with the classmates that like SpongeBob, so I was kind of like, that's
There's
their
this
turf.
thing. So my best friend growing up, Isabel, always said that she hated SpongeBob. She even said her parents didn't let her watch SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's a
Later,
weird
come to
one.
find out, she was allowed to watch it. She just personally hates it, and she didn't want her friends to know that she literally just hates it because of how much that
Other
show
people
was
loved
a
it.
staple.
It
Like,
was.
how are you gonna say you don't like SpongeBob?
Well, I was already well into high school with SpongeBob.
That part's fair. It's like if it's not your
so-
age group, that's one thing. But I
Yeah.
also have friends and family that have said things like, it's scientifically proven that SpongeBob lowers your IQ.
Is
That's
it-
like there's a
is it?
science research apparently that says that about SpongeBob.
It seems like it would be.
I'm like,
It
that's
seems like
not
it would.
fair. The jokes are silly. Haven't you guys
The
seen the
jokes are
movie
silly.
with
I
Hasselhoff?
hated the laugh. That.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah.
What is the name of the secret agent in Darkwing Duck? Launchpad McQuack, Gizmo Duck, Drake Mallard, oh Lord, and Quacker Jack.
I'm going to go Launchpad McQuack.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with D.
D.
Wait, that seems offensive. It's probably not D.
Darkwing Duck. I don't know. I'm gonna we'll throw a B because I don't remember this either.
So you're going with Gizmo Duck.
Yeah, I don't know. What animated series had a green-skinned villain named Mojo Jojo? The Tick, Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls, Ed, and Eddie.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, really?
Powerpuff
Okay.
Girls.
I didn't know this either. All right, so the answer is Brain from Pinky and the Brain.
Oh.
Brain is the one who always had a maniacal plan.
What a tricker.
Oh, and Kaylee, my sister said that it was Dexter. She was upset with me for not knowing. I remember Dexter, but if something's like missing, what is Dexter? You'll have to tell
Dexter
me
was
later.
the science kid.
Science.
the laboratory. Dexter's
Yeah,
laboratory.
Dexter's
Okay,
laboratory.
I'm back.
Then it was C, Powerpuff Girls. Then it was B, Rugrats. Then it was B, Rocco's Modern Life.
Wait, does that mean I got that right?
Yeah.
Rugrats, yeah.
And you
Yeah.
guys were wrong?
No,
No.
I got Rugrats
Aw,
right.
I just want you to lose.
Walkerville School. So whoever had C on that one was right.
Oh, good
Cat Dog
job.
was right. Warner Brothers and their sister. None of us got that right.
Ah.
SpongeBob, we got right. It was Drake, the Mallard Duck.
Wow.
Whoever said that was right because I
Not
didn't
me.
guess that.
Oh, did I say C for that one? No, I didn't.
No, you said the Quaker
Yeah.
one.
You said, yeah, and nobody got that right. And then
Yeah.
C was Powerpuff Girls.
Awesome.
So we were, I would say,
We did great.
above mediocre,
We
but we
did
missed some of our
great.
90s tunage.
So we can fine tune it with a little bit of wine from Bin 39. If wine is your love language, Bin 39 is your perfect match.
Tucked inside the charming St. George Inn, this iconic wine bar, crafted by the legendary grape guru himself, Irving Cass, this is downtown St. Augustine's best-kept secret with over 90 rare boutique wines by the glass.
Whether you're a seasoned sommelier or just a wine-curious lassie, Irving and his team make every pour approachable, memorable, and fabulous. They have an extraordinary live music lineup as well as an incredible team to make your moment magical.
No idea what to order? That's okay. Just say, I'll have what Irving's having. Check them out today at bin39.wine. All right, bringing in the celebrity tea, we've got Miley, who obviously knows how to do that. She owes her family's past decade as one built on drama, parents' divorce, siblings drifting, everybody's ghosting. No couch required. She's used good vibes and tough talk to patch it up, even writing a song called secrets
Yeah.
about father-daughter truths.
OMG. Emotional hoarding is a thing, and she and Marie Kondoed the whole fam. No therapist, huge. Just light love and maybe a group hug, but also a track for it. Stevie, Beyonce, a memo for my feelings. Yes, queen all the way.
Yeah, so half of us weren't speaking together at one point, she revealed.
On Monica Lewinsky's Reclaiming podcast. I didn't even know Monica had a podcast. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Me neither. I just saw something where Miley Cyrus was talking about her little phase with the drugs and the alcohol.
Interesting conversation, though, that she talks about. I
It was
saw that
really
too.
honest and upfront
Yeah.
and cool. She was like, look, I had this phase and now like it will be a dark, dark day in hell before I pick up any sort of drug ever again.
Well, let's think about this. Like, she was leaving, what, Mickey Mouse Club or the Disney.
Hannah Montana.
Right.
Well,
and
apparently it was during her. Remember the album Miley Cyrus and My Dead Pets,
Uh-huh.
which I loved that album because it was with the Flaming Lips, whom I love. But it was a whole album that was a moment of like, what's going on?
Right,
Like,
right.
Some of the
What's going
songs
on?
sounded a little bit romantical towards one of the artists in the Flaming Lips, who is an older gentleman, like much
Seasoned.
too older.
Seasoned.
Yeah, I
Seasoned.
wasn't
Daddy.
super comfortable.
A daddy.
I was like, if this song is what I think it's about, I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
So I didn't love that, but I loved that she was able to tell her story and that now she's like really upfront and sharing that
Yeah.
journey.
New
Like,
album out. It's not doing very well. It's not
I
trending.
didn't even know there was a new album
Yes,
out, so
it's
that's
not.
unfortunate.
It's not
for her.
popping. I mean, ugh. Yeah.
But you know, I do love that song with Beyonce and Miley Cyrus.
It's good. That is a great song.
So good.
Yeah.
It's me and Elizabeth's song.
Oh, I like that.
Well, I think, and this hits to what you were saying, Addie, she's emphasizing right now that in her 30s, she's doing a lot of personal growth. She's prioritizing her health, prioritizing family healing, and she's basically, I guess, as we've learned to say here, putting all of her poop in a group and figuring it out, which kudos for, that. I'll say it every time we read one of these stories. These kids, they get super famous. They don't have anybody telling them that's a poor choice. Or if they do, they have a million other people saying, nah, you're okay, go ahead. And they end up in a position where they're doing the drugs and the drinking and all of the things. And you got all that money. Who's really going to tell you no?
Yeah.
Right.
And listen, she's figuring it out. She's in her 30s. She's hitting a stride. I think, has she had 2 divorces already?
Yes.
So I think she's figuring some things out, and I wish her nothing but healing and hope and good vibes. And I hope she's got a really good accountant, and so she doesn't end
Well,
up.
she had been saying that she was fooling all of her accountants by telling them she was buying vintage T-shirts. That's how
Yeah.
she would cover up all of
Yeah.
her other purchases, which I
Yeah.
really.
No way.
Isn't that funny?
I missed that part.
Isn't that a funny fun fact? She was like, I would just tell them that it was like a really one-of-a-kind band, Nirvana tee, that was $15K. And she was supposedly always buying those types of tees. And I'm like,
Oh
oh, Miley,
my
and
how did you
everybody's
God.
like,
buy
she don't wear
them?"
T-shirts.
Well, because you have to imagine, too, in her family, everyone is very, like, whoever is handling the finances and the fame, they're all intertwined with each other's family
Yeah.
affairs. So, like, she had to do some shenanigans to do her crazy time period, I feel like.
But I feel like that's not something that would be exclusive to her. Like,
Agreed.
Matthew Perry, it just came out in like all of these different depositions, because there are 4 people that were very close to this that are now going to be charged with a federal crime with getting him the ketamine and the money that was moving and the doctors that were whatever. And people know, like they would hide purchases with real estate, with different things. I'm talking drug purchases, right? Like we were discussing.
Right.
So it's not like that was like a Miley thing. Like it happens, I think, a ton
It was
in
just
these
funny
high
that
levels.
She was sharing specifically how she got to work the system for her family. Because
Right.
they each got everyone in that position has their own way that they have to work it to, because you're being watched on all those fronts.
Absolutely.
That's all very
How they
easy
get
to
away with
see
it.
and
Yeah.
track if it's
Not just
up
square
front.
grouper in that family, right?
I
Yeah.
mean, but it's they figure it out. So my mom used to hide what she would buy in closets. She would literally, like, if she bought something and she didn't want my dad to find out, she would hide it. And then I would always be like, Christine, you've forgotten this in here for 8 months. Like, you obviously didn't need it, which is why you weren't supposed to buy it in the first place. And now you've hidden it. She'd hide it in trunks. She'd hide it. Like, she should not have been shopping. We didn't have any money, right? So it would always be like, and there wasn't the alert. Like, Dave knows when I buy something the second it happens.
That's what I find to be funny about this story is where, like, it's not all the time that you're in. Like, she could hide stuff in her closet and people could learn where to find it. But at the end of the day, she could still she doesn't have someone that's technically calling her husband. Like I saw ABCDFG on the purchase.
No,
records
it's
because
back then too. You
it's
didn't
back
know
then,
until a statement showed up in your mailbox. Now I
Exactly.
can't leave Publix without Dave calling me going, "What did you just spend $200 on?" I'm like, "Food for your
Exactly.
freaking family." What do you mean?
Yeah.
What did I spend $200 on?
And that, yeah, it is. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it is probably easier to hide when you've got gobs of money.
Yeah.
What's going on? Here's another one. Poor Justin Bieber. Scooter Braun popped back up into the chat to clarify that he and Justin are on good terms. Don't worry, everything's good. But since this story, it's gone from bad to worse to where Justin was out sharing a bunch of stuff yesterday on social media.
Yeah, definitely. It's giving we're still friends energy, an awkward group project breakup. Sure, Jan. Meanwhile, Justin's been out here looking like a lost bet at a thrift store. Like, yeah, something really is up. There's rumors that he's like now joined a cult or something, and that he's found God.
I could not
and
keep up with him. I thought that he was happily married to Hailey Bieber and they had a baby.
they are
Well,
still
they
going through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they're married. I don't know if it's
So
happy or
happy.
not.
He
I'm not
also
gonna-
told her that she would never be on the cover of Vogue magazine,
Oh,
and guess
yeah.
who's on
I
the cover
remember.
of European Vogue magazine is Hailey Bieber.
And they're still together. All that happened while they're together.
Yeah,
But then didn't he
interesting.
say he was so sorry for being a jerk all the time? That
Uh-huh.
he's
He
the
did
worst?
apologize. There was a Graham
So,
apology.
I'm not vibing with you, Justin. I think you're.
Something's up here. And
You-
was it the fallout because of what Diddy's going through right now? Was there a lot of anxiety about is he going to be
trying
pulled
to
into this?
distract from some of the Diddy?
I feel like, yeah, it's a little bit
Something
of a
like that?
distraction. Something weird is there, and it's not doing. And like a lot of smoking of the bong on the socials.
Yeah,
like,
that's not the way.
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? No.
Well, I think he's going to need to get on Miley's little wagon here.
Yeah,
It's
Miley
time
needs
to
to
grow
call
up.
him.
It's time to grow up a little bit.
He's a
hit your
son.
stride. You have a
Yeah.
kid. What are we doing? We already know that you're in quite a bit of debt, considering the stuff with Scooter Braun and the money that's owed. Another one that I saw yesterday when I was surfing the gram, Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott owe a ton of money. Like over $500K. The interest alone on the payments that they have to make that they're in debt with is
For
like
what?
I don't know, but they owe like 100.
Life.
Like they
She's
had
cut
a
off.
very messy divorce. She didn't get the money that she thought she was going to get when her father, Aaron Spelling, died.
There was a time where she was just living out of a trailer, kind of like camping, homeless. Yeah, seriously.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
That's another childhood star, and her and Dean McDermott had a messy divorce, and now apparently together they owe, from when they were married, like $500,000 in just nonsense.
Absolutely.
And the interest alone, they said, on their debt was like $150K. Like, how do you accrue $150,000 in interest on debt that you don't need? Like, what were you buying?
It's really bad, and I really kind of wish that Tori's mom would kind of step in. Let's just kind of hit the reset button, because she can. She has all that money
Yeah.
that she literally is wiping her ass with and doing nothing with
Well,
it. So.
but we also
Goodness.
don't know the family drama that is with any of them.
Yeah.
I heard a comment somebody said the other day, and it really made sense. Somebody said, I would never comment on somebody else's marriage, because no matter what you think you know, you don't know the
just
whole
don't
thing.
know.
And I'd say the same thing about your family business, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to comment on your family's dirty laundry because we don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
But I find it these child stars that are now, because these are people that we sort of, Bieber is your speed, right? Because he's younger. He was a kid. I remember being an adult and watching this
I was
kid.
like his age almost, it felt like, while I watched him become
Yes,
famous.
right.
On the
That-
YouTube.
On the
This
YouTube.
is the Spellings of our time. Like, we grew up, watched the Tori Spellings. We watched these people that are now middle-aged adults, and it's like, come on. Like, get your act together. But we have no idea what that act actually looks like because they grew up in these weird fishbowl scenarios.
Yeah.
This next story is scary. Imagine you're chilling in your mansion and somebody tries to rob it and your kids are at home. Macklemore
Oh my gosh.
had his mansion robbed.
Yeah, he's that thrift. Remember the song "Thrift Shop"? He
I
came
love
out with.
that song.
Me too.
It was a bop.
Macklemore.
So
is a
mom
bop.
reflex is totally triggered. I'm sure if someone came into anyone's house with babies are also there, I'd be turning this into a Liam Neeson show, right? I mean, a movie, yeah.
So his Seattle home was broken into. He wasn't there, but his 3 young children were home at the time. The nanny was at home as well. Luckily, nobody was harmed. And the security cams are under review right now so that they can figure out exactly what happened.
I mean, that thrift shop video was really fun to the point where I'm like, yeah, you probably do have some really good of your grandfather's jackets.
You got some fines
up in that closet.
Yeah, but they do believe it was a targeted burglary, knowing it was Macklemore's home, thinking they were gonna scoop up all the thrift store goods.
They were gonna get them.
There's a lot of this going on. A lot of NFL players have gotten break-ins this year too.
Well, they always say it's kind of a sign of the socioeconomic status that we're in. You know what I mean? Like
that's
when the things
interesting.
are
I
happening
agree
in the
with that.
world,
I would agree with that.
the things happen to the peoples. Yeah.
Speaking of Liam Neeson, I thought this was hilarious. They're remaking The Naked Gun
I don't know.
Oh,
with
wow.
him. You don't know. You don't remember The Naked Gun? They were
Really
great,
slapstick funny humor.
great, hilarious movies. Put it on the list.
I've been watching movies.
Mid.
Last night I watched a sad movie. I didn't know it was sad.
But it was good though.
It was
Did it
really
get you?
good.
Drink the juice,
It
Shelby.
was so good. It
was
did get me.
Steel
What is it
Magnolias.
called again? Oh yeah, Steel Magnolias.
Oh, you just watched Steel Magnolias for the first time? Did you just cry and cry?
I did. I
Yeah.
was having a wonderful time until the crying part. I was like, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
expect.
How about Sally
Yeah.
Field? I just want to hit somebody. Here, hit this. No, get off me,
It was
Malin.
that part I love. Like, what a good movie to like show what a female friendship, what female relationships are.
Steel
Like,
Magnolias
yeah.
is
It was
is
beautiful.
Is
The
a
way-
top 10 for sure.
the way they had each other's backs, the way they kept it real.
So it's actually a play, and it's really cool to see live too, and see that dichotomy in live theater. It's pretty amazing. Shout out Limelight.
All right, Adawe, what do we have?
It's my turn. Let me hit my buttons.
Let it run down. Run it down.
Yay!
There it
My buttons worked. Okay, guys. So today's story, I already gave you guys a little bit of a sneak peek, so I'm not gonna have you guess today because today's story is from "Am I the A-hole?" Okay. So, am I the a-hole for leaving my roommate's trash on his bed?
Yes.
Me and my roommate have lived together for just under a year now. We were friends before living together, and it seemed to be the right place, the right time. When we moved in, I discovered how often he parties and does drugs. I don't
Uh-oh.
think he's a full addict, but he's certainly on a dark path. He often goes out on Friday nights and doesn't come home until Sunday night. We have had many grievances. He shrugged off the responsibility of watching his sister's dog and left me to do it for the weekend. He is very messy. He doesn't throw out garbage in the can or take the trash out, and he doesn't clean the apartment at all. I've talked to him about it many times, but he never changes. This weekend I was going away and he was staying local, so I asked him to please feed my cat. He told me he would, but that he's not rushing home for it. Today around 2 p.m., I asked him to feed the cat. He replied around 6 and told me not to worry and that the cat was fed. I told him I knew he was out. We have each other's locations. I said I was bothered because I don't ask for much. He said he left extra food before he left, and I told him that it's been almost 24 hours since the cat ate. I arrived home around 8 p.m. The cat was unfed, and there's a full trash bag and a mess in the kitchen. So I took all of his trash and personal items from the kitchen and left them on his bed and went back to my room. He arrived home around 9 p.m. I was in my room with the door shut, and I waited a few minutes before texting him to please take out the trash. Moments after receiving my text, he knocks on my door and says he understands that I'm upset about the cat, but leaving the trash was unacceptable, and I stained his bed sheets with sauce from the takeout that he did not throw away. I agree we're both adults here and should communicate directly. I admitted I was being spiteful and apologized. I also said the only reason the garbage was out like that was because he never takes out the trash and doesn't always throw things away. Ultimately, he agreed to take out the trash. I told him I'd replace the bed sheets, and we decided we'll talk more tomorrow. I've spoken with him many times about these bad habits, and he yeses me to death about changing anything. I never expected him to cancel his plans. I just thought he'd accept a responsibility and would come home at a reasonable hour as a favor to me. I clean everything in our house. I've done him many favors, and while he doesn't owe me anything, I wish he'd agree to simple things without conflict. I feel bad about the trash, but I wanted him to know that I was angry because when I told him over text, he didn't care at all. Untidiness is a recurring issue. I'm not always perfectly neat either, but I am somehow always cleaning up after the both of us. I think we are both a-holes here, so I guess my question is, who's the bigger a-hole? Should I never have expected him to behave differently than he historically has? Or should he have cared more about the promise he made me? So.
Yeah, they're definitely both a-holes
They're
here.
definitely both a-holes. But like, honestly, my question to you guys is like, what would you do? Like, are you the type of person that would take someone's trash and put it in their bed if they
No.
really deserved it?
No, I would just clean up.
Like, even if you felt like they really did it. Like,
Because
did this
I
against
know
you.
the standard of the environment that I want to be in, and if it's not in that standard or environment, then I'm going to change it. I mean, positive change. Maybe you can inspire him. Maybe make a cool roommate song that you can sing about dumping the trash. And
That's a
he could
fun
do
idea.
the, electronic dance music remix with all his drugs or something. I'm being general, but I'm just saying,
That's nice.
find a creative way to communicate as opposed to just shutting off, because that's not going to do anything. And that passive aggressive energy is just going to feed into something more aggressive.
Oh,
Move.
okay, yeah. Move.
I would move.
You
I would
would
not
move.
stay and hang around and clean up the other person's mess continuously. And when you ask for a small favor and they can't do it, they're proving to you that they don't care.
Yeah.
So move, get a new roommate. You need to leave. You are both assholes, but you do not need to stay and continue to be on the receiving end of his assholery.
So what about the lease that's involved with that? Do you you just have to pay that out?
I don't know what their deal is, but I know that I would not continue to be involved.
Yeah, so someone said, I don't know why you decided to escalate the situation by leaving trash on his bed. Now he has a reason in his mind to be even more inconsiderate. Sounds like you should start making plans to move or get him to move, even better. You can try to talk to him, but if he's on a dark path, I'm guessing that being thoughtful is not in the current mindset.
But what does that mean? Is that just like a subjective dark path? Is that someone's just judgment?
Do you want to know what I hear when I hear dark path? But I do think you're right to point out that it probably comes down to anyone's judgment. Because I hear dark path and I've got my prejudgment of
Dark
what
path
I know
is like
a dark path
arrested,
is.
stealing, murder. You know what I mean? Like
I
that's
think of
dark
dark
for
path
me.
as you found yourself playing with party drugs and
But that's
you're
not
not
dark
even
to me. That's a
functioning.
freedom for some people. Let's be real on this.
That's
I
true.
don't think that we should judge somebody because
That's a
they're
good
doing
point.
that and that's a dark path. That's not right. And
That's a
it's not
good
right at
point.
all.
Although I've met people that basically are so out of touch with their own being from some of these drugs that then they're like treating people badly because they don't even remember what being real is. Like
True.
empathy.
And maybe that's what this
And
case
so
is.
that could be this case. And that's where I'm like, yeah, I can see where someone's saying it doesn't seem like that's going to be in their current mindset, but also give them the benefit of the doubt.
He's kind of lazy, is what it sounds like.
And that might just be
Is
yeah, it
that
might be his
really a
personality.
dark path? Was he not lazy before? What was the friendship like before? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I just
Yeah.
feel like that was a harsh judgment just to say, just because he's going out to a jumbo party or a rave for a weekend and not cleaning up his trash. Come on, there needs to be a conversation.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. That's a good point. I like that. Someone else said, don't renew your lease with him. Just find a new roommate. So, and other people argued that that guy is the bigger a-hole. I don't blame you for being angry and frustrated. So many of us have had crappy roommates who don't share up or don't hold up their end. Have you guys ever had a roommate that didn't do the dishes?
Uh-huh.
My uncles had told me that one time they had their roommate that never, ever, ever did the dishes. They never complained. They always just did the dishes for her. Whatever. And
Yeah.
this is two dudes and a girl in the house. And so the two gentlemen were always doing the dishes. She never, ever, 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 ever did the dishes. One day they did take the dishes and put them in her bed.
See, this doesn't solve anything
I
for
don't
me.
see how that solves
I mean, we had
anything.
this issue. I mean, but when you live in New York City and you are trying to survive and you are so grateful to have a roommate to be able to split those bills and stuff like that, that's the light that I will personally tap into and be like, if I didn't have this person, I don't want to call them out right now because I've had many roommates that have watched these shows, but I'm just saying, like, I will go above and beyond because I'm grateful because we can have the space that we have and we can figure it out. What's a couple dishes? It's fine. I
Yeah.
think of the enjoyment of the sandwich that was had,
The
and we move
sandwich.
forward. Yeah.
That's a good way to see it. That's a good way to see it. So that was today's, guys. Let us know in the comments who you think is the bigger a-hole. I'm sure a lot of you already are, but
I
yeah,
think that was
Ashim, I know it's
fantastic.
time to get a new roommate. Everyone agrees with that. If he won't change, then move. But yeah.
I love you, now change.
I love you much.
Well, you can make big changes over at our friends at Panache. If your skin needs a pick-me-up or your hair's feeling blah, it's time to treat yourself at Panache, located beachside in St. Augustine.
They've got everything from facials to blowouts, spa packages to the most relaxing massage packages of your life. Trust us, we've tried it all.
Panache is proud to align with Aveda's mission of ethical and sustainable business practices as well as its high fashion aesthetic. Go to getpanache.com and let's get with it, boo. Sure town, yeah.
Oh.
Animal Control had a superhero day. They rescued a soaked, abandoned baby raccoon from a porch. And then they freed the baby on ground, and they freed a baby groundhog caught in a batting cage netting. They had a lot of babies
This is
that
so...
needed saving.
It's like the cutest crime wave ever. I'm picturing tiny capes. They're both at a rehab now, waiting for their baby season glow up. This is so adorable.
Yep. So the baby raccoon was too little and too young to be alone. So they wrapped it up in a blankie and took it to the wildlife center. Later that day, a baby groundhog was found. They had all these little baby animals.
Not news.
Not new, but they're cute.
Just a babies. So
The amount
cute.
of animals.
They're cute.
There's so many animals.
There's a lot of
A
animals.
little raccoon, he has the little hand.
All the
just-
animals are babies at some point.
They're
little
little
hands.
babies.
Everyone's a
It
baby.
reminds
Nobody
us when we
cares.
went to Capybara Cafe.
Oh, that is special.
They have a new exhibit, you guys. There's a baby
Where
capybara.
you can see the babies?
Yes. I got to
did
talk
hear
to
about that.
Stephanie and see if
So
we can get a
as
little...
I say this is not news, that is news.
I
because
think so.
I want to see the healthy baby and I want to hold it. I don't want to know really about the sad
You don't want, like,
babies.
sad-
Oh, but
sick
the
baby.
babies were okay. But they did call this though. It's actually wildlife baby season right now.
Okay.
Like there's mating cycles, and they say right now they do find a lot of baby animals.
Oh, like it's just this. Oh, of
It's the season of it
course.
because
okay,
they're
maybe
having
that changes,
them-
That might change my mind.
It's a summer. It's a baby summer explosion.
Now I think it's important if I saw a baby raccoon or a groundhog to know how to treat with it.
Okay.
Well, you got to call animal control because you don't want to be touching them. But if you do stumble across babies that are too little, they will die if they don't get scooped up and taken to the animal shelters because they have to be bottle fed.
Although, is raccoons not being here? What do raccoons do for us?
You
Good
can
things?
stop, drop, and roll.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
That's for fire.
That's for the fire, but I'll do that when the raccoons come
I do
out,
all
too.
the things.
If you stop, drop, and roll with a raccoon, you may end up with some scratches and some rabies. So be careful.
Yeah, good
So
call.
a dad casually gave a lottery ticket to his daughter, and bam, she hits the $2 million prize. She's on her way to a new home and a college. And meanwhile, the store is celebrating like they found Beyonce in line. Like, what do you care? Did you get any of the $2 million?
Also,
This is-
I mean, is she gonna give her dad a couple bucks?
I don't know.
Because
I mean,
that's
yeah,
nice.
that's exactly my question. Can we get some power energy here for buying this? This is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, get him a
Yeah.
house.
It was a part of the $25 million Mega Money game
Oh,
in
okay.
May. And she took the lump sum, baby. 1.3 mil before taxes.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's
Plans
not too
include buying a
shabby.
home and attending college. Do you guys lotto players? Do you ever like go out and buy a scratch off?
I used to
No.
be like,
Yeah?
it was a childhood family activity. We would buy scratch offs, and we would all be like, maybe we'll win.
Yeah, Mrs. Robinson out there who's flashes and brilliant, she will do her thank you cards and she puts a scratch off ticket.
I think that's a great idea.
Isn't that a cute idea?
Yeah.
And I never win. Of all the years that I've been a part of that family, I've never won a single one.
Yeah.
Not even $1?
Nothing. It's a shame. It's so funny. It's a joke. It's a running joke every time. But yeah, so what else happened in this story?
Well, people usually ask the question, what would you do? Would you take the lump sum or would you do the payments, like the payment plan? Because
Yes, we've
over
talked about
time,
this before, and I thought we learned lump sum.
lump sum is always the way to go. At least that's what somebody's accountant online said. But it always begs the question of if somebody gives this to you as a gift, do you share with them? Right? Because
I
it was a
would share.
gift.
100%. Yeah.
As a
Huge
gift.
share.
My
I'd be like,
riches are-
everyone come over. Let's just go on one big trip and blow it all.
I love
going
it.
to Ibiza?
Yes. I love it. Ooh, I will go.
I'll bring
Yes.
20 of my closest friends to Ibiza.
That is so
and we'll
fun.
waste $1 million and we'll have a great memory.
Oh my God,
I
can I be
so
the
could.
assistant?
Yeah.
Love
You
it.
could blow probably $1 million there easy.
And I'll be the supreme just ass.
Love it.
Oh, nice.
I just like our ass words that we
Where
learned
is
from Reddit.
Ibiza?
It's over in Spain,
Oh.
Even
right by
better.
Palma de
Okay,
Mallorca.
So the trip's
It's
going to
an
be
island.
a yacht. Ashim, you're coming. It's going to be a yacht
Oh.
ride from Greece to Ibiza.
Beautiful.
To other Greek islands. To Spain.
Yeah.
The Mediterranean.
Let's do it all.
We're gonna do the
Barcelona,
whole-
yeah.
I mean, we have
Mediterranean.
$1.4 million to blow.
I mean, let's go.
Okay. Well, Tom Cruise didn't just Is it news though?
Oh.
Nah, not really.
That's a hard. Yeah, I don't know about
Yeah.
I
that.
don't think
I don't
so.
know about
I
that.
don't
Not
think
really.
it's newsworthy.
Meh.
Let's see if this one is news. Tom Cruise didn't just parachute; he parachuted on fire. 16 jumps, a flaming first shoot each time, midair, camera rolling. Guinness says, "Okay, you're a legend, Tom."
Oh my gosh, he's walking the line of definition of it's just a lifestyle. Flaming shoots while free falling. I'm barely standing through my morning Zoom meetings.
No.
That's insane.
Each jump had to be over 7,500 feet. Sometimes he carried a 50-pound camera rig to film his jumps.
Oh my goodness.
What do you mean had to be that many feet? You said each jump had to be.
Well, I think for the record, the Guinness record,
Oh,
maybe.
he was making a record?
He
I see.
was.
I
So
missed
he
that
completed
somehow.
16 parachute jumps during the filming, which all took place during Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Because how many Mission Impossibles were there? Like 19? Like there were so
there's
many.
So many.
They're one
So-
of those movies that I say ruined movies with alongside
Yeah.
the Avengers and
I
others.
stopped
Oh,
watching.
with
yeah.
all of the
There's just
with
Fast
all
and
the
Furious, another
what
one.
do you
yeah.
call
Yeah,
them?
Fast and Furious. There's just too many remakes or whatever.
Well, they're in a
sequel.
sequels. Sequels. Yeah. So, but I mean, he has been
Franchise?
known for doing all of his own stunts, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what led into this. Like, he wants to be like legendary icon status of the guy who continues to do his stunts into what? Like, how old is he at this point? He's in his
62.
60s.
62
That's
years
kinda
old.
cool.
Yeah.
I'll give it to him.
So he continues to do these with apparently no plans on stopping doing his own stunts.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's got a record for most burning parachute jumps
Well, good for him.
sequentially.
Tommy, can you hear me? No.
Is
Such a
this-
random record.
Is this news? I feel like maybe if you're in the stunt industry,
It's like not news that I'm interested in, but I guess it is news.
I guess
I
it
don't
is
care.
news. He is 62. I mean, his family doesn't really speak to him anymore, so he has to keep some sort of legend alive.
Right? I'm like, I mean, that is cool. They say if you do what you love, you won't work a day in your life.
God bless your mouth
I
to
don't,
God's ears.
I don't get it, but I also I was never a fan of those movies either. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like
yeah.
I loved him in like Top Gun
Risky
and
Business.
Risky Business, and there were
Cocktail.
some
Well, it's
really
like
good
once
ones.
your movie
but
is just like one
The Pelican
formula,
Brief.
and you're just like
I
filling
remember
in
that
the
one.
The
formula.
Firm.
It's like boring.
yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, it's time for our favorite game of the afternoon, after morning, after time show, morning after, is Smash, Marry, Ghost.
All right.
Who is
Hey,
it?
guys?
Who's it?
Today's picks. First, I have to pull up my sheet. Here we go. Today's picks are. Let's see if we can have us all on here.
Oh. Oh.
Today's picks are from that show on Apple TV that I really like right now.
Ooh.
I just finished it. What's it called again?
Friends and Neighbors.
So
Yeah.
we've got Hoon Lee. So he's the best friend / accountant in Friends and Neighbors. If you've seen it, if not, just look at his face and know what he looks like. In the middle, we have John Hamm. Everyone
Daddy.
knows John Hamm. Okay,
okay.
he was a drama teacher turned star. So before Mad Men, he actually famously taught Ellie Kemper in 8th grade. Ellie Kemper, the comedian from Unbreakable
Yes.
Kimmy
Oh my
Schmidt.
gosh,
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
so funny.
he was her drama teacher in 8th grade.
He has
So
3
that's a funny
legs
thing.
too. Did you know
I
that?
mean, literally. Obviously, he's known for being a goofball behind the scenes on SNL and in multiple other shows. You know, so Hoon Lee is a Harvard multi-hybrid. Hoon Lee, that guy, the first
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
He graduated in 1994 with a degree blending visual and environmental studies and English. So he comes from a super academic family. His parents were molecular biologists.
that's real.
It's like
That's
real.
a real science thing.
Stage to screen star. He won a theater World Award in 2008 for his role in Yellowface and has graced Broadway in Urinetown, Pacific Overtures, Flower Drum Song, and played the King in The King and I revival.
Oh my God, Urinetown is an incredible musical. It's
So
great.
clearly he's got a lot going on for him as a person.
Yeah.
And then there's Mark Tallman, who's known as in the show. That's who John Hamm's wife. It's John Hamm's best friend.
Yeah,
And
his wife was
His wife
stripping, and they
sleeps
got
with-
together. Yeah.
the best friend. And it starts at the very beginning, so I'm not really giving you a spoiler.
no, yeah, it's a great show.
Great
Definitely
show.
see it.
So those are my 3 bombshells. Also,
this
I've
is
been watching
so
Love Island.
easy for me.
So I'm gonna
Oh,
say
good
bombshells.
gracious. Meredith, what are you thinking here?
I don't know any of them but John Hamm.
Okay, that's a start.
You're on Apple TV though, so you need to watch.
I
Friends and
can watch
Neighbors.
this because
Watch
I do
it.
have the Apple
Great.
TV. What else has Mark Tallman been in?
That's a good question. He used to play football. Mark Tallman went from football field to film. So he was the former captain of Bucknell University's football team, but then he transitioned into acting and he played a football dad in the show Rise.
He was also in Rough Night. He was also in The Girl in the Book. He was also in Love Struck
I got none of
and
it. Okay.
Step It Up 3.
Never mind. Step up your game and get in a better movie. Oh, that was mean. I shouldn't say that.
That was good though.
That was mean.
That was pretty good.
And I'm not getting great vibes off the pick.
I mean, what's
So-
funny is, you know who does he look like to you guys in that pic?
The Rock.
Something.
Vin Diesel.
Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know who, but it's just not like, it doesn't look like how he looked in the show to me. And I'm
Okay.
like, oh.
Well, I'm gonna for sure wed John Hamm because he's hilarious.
Yeah.
and he's got great goofball energy, which I like.
He's the perfect goofball.
He's a great.
You know how I always say
goofball.
too much goofball? He's not
The
too
perfect
much.
amount of goofball.
He is a handsome, just handsome enough for
A
how much of
handsome
a
devil.
goofball he is.
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna marry him. I love how smart this Hoon Lee guy is,
Hoon Lee's got a.
and what quite the resume, and going like fancy pants molecular biology family. So I'm going to smash. Maybe some of his brain will rub off on my brain. And then I have to ghost Mark because I don't know he needs to step up his game.
I'm gonna ghost Mark because I can tell that like he's cool or whatever, athlete, whatever, cool. But like, okay, you're a football player that now has your shot at like being an actor. I think that's awesome, but not
Great.
for me.
Not for you.
me. For me, I'm definitely gonna marry John Hamm because of all the things we just talked about. But it is hard. I almost want to marry Hoon Lee because I have a feeling I'd be very happy with such an intelligent.
Yeah.
gent.
He seems
And
very well read.
I kind of want you to marry Hoon Lee, but that's my own personal thing. I don't know why.
You marry Hoon.
I want Davey to marry Hoon
I was
Lee.
definitely on the fence there for like a second with Hoon, just because I have this whole like geisha fetish. That could be kind of fun.
I
Oh.
mean, I think it would be.
It wouldn't be great.
You guys would look really good together, and like I saw a picture of him in one of his Broadway shows, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So yeah, I'm gonna marry Hoon then, and then I'm going.
Is he
to,
gay?
Where he is now.
Okay.
I'm gonna shag John, and I'm gonna ghost Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah.
He struck out on all 3 accounts.
It's a shame.
He
yeah,
struck
that
out.
is a shame. Sorry, Mark, but you know how many women want Mark because he's like.
Yeah. So I was just like, go ahead. I don't want to use.
I wonder if
napkin.
I do this, if you guys can. Oh, I'll make myself full screen. I want to show you guys one picture of Hoon Lee where he's like a whole different person.
Okay.
This is perfect. Please enjoy the musical backdrop. Oh, different person. Yeah. He
You see
looks
what
like
I'm
that
saying?
guy from the Janet Jackson If video.
He like really takes on different personas for his Broadway performances, and I can tell that if you take like really intelligent person and take it into like acting, you get wonderful things. Oh my God, look at this one, Davey. Sorry, I have to do this one more time.
Yes. Look at that. Wow.
Beautiful
Play
man.
was that?
I don't know.
Serving it to the children. I love
Serving. So that was today's SMG, guys. I love y'all's answers in the comments.
that. It's so fun.
Ashim said she'd smash Mark Tallman. Okay, Ashim. She'd marry John Hamm and ghost Hoon Lee. Okay.
Oh my
all right,
God.
okay.
And Sylvia is out there with Mary John, Smash Hoon, and Ghost Mark. That's a great answer.
Very great answers today, guys. I
Yeah.
love. Yeah. Did you just read Aaron's answer?
I read Sylvia
Sylvia's-
Brown.
Aaron said she's gonna smash Tallman, marry Ham, and ghost Lee, just like Ashim is. So you guys
Awesome.
seem to be on the same page about this one. too.
Same Bluetoothed.
Bluetooth.
Oh, great. As the kids say, they're all Bluetooth in these days.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, text the word Sunny to 904-227-4422 so you can stay connected to all things Sunny.
Yes, and we have got to give a big shout out to all the sponsors that make these shows possible, like STA Labs, Bin 39, and Panache. Thanks, guys. You're amazing.
All right. We will see you again on the next time.
Bye, everybody.